we are good to go. All right, I think we are now live. So, hello and welcome back to Sudoku Topology. So, this is a game that I got access to early before it released, but it is now fully released on Steam. I think right now there's a promotion to get it for $8.99. Um, I'm in no way sponsored by the developers. I don't get any money for doing this. This is just something that I thought was really cool, and I wanted to share it with you all. So, I'm just gonna, I guess, continue. I tackled a few of the levels last time, and I want to finish the last level around this ring here, and then I'm gonna work my way up. This is our A0 puzzle, and as you move through, you have different letterings and numberings, which indicate, at least I'm assuming the levels here are difficulty. The lettering hasn't exactly indicated difficulty, where, for example, this P1 puzzle was a lot easier for me than this M1 puzzle, but we will see as we move up the line. So, without further ado, let's jump to I1. Alright, so this looks fairly similar to the puzzle we did in the demo, but there are thermos here instead. So let's do some quick analyses. We're using the digits 1 to 6 once each here. Or not once each, the digits 1 to 6 here for each of our boxes. So let's take a look at our boxes. Box 1 is this ring here. Box 2 is that ring there. Box 3 is that ring there, the outside ring, and box 4 is the final ring. So each way we can line things up, the other set also are, they're not actually part of their like boxes, but they're kind of pseudo boxes. So the digits 1 to 6 will appear in this, but also in these 6. And the same is true as you rotate around. These 6 are going to be the digits 1 to 6 once each, and so is the outside ring. So there are like unofficial boxes that get created with this setup. Furthermore, the variant that's going to help us work through this is our thermos. So digits on the thermometer must strictly increase as they move away from the bulb end. So what does that mean? Well, you can see here, we can move along the thermometer, starting at the 2, move to the 4, 5, and the 8, and that is a valid thermometer, but moving 5, 3, 7 isn't, because 5 to 3 is a decrease, not an increase. So 1 minute and 30 seconds in, we'll actually restart the timer. We're going to try to remember to do that, and we will jump right into the puzzle. So, let's see. 2. Might as well just pencil mark 3, 4, 5, and then this will be 4, 5, 6. Never know when the pencil marking will come in handy, right? Ah, interesting. You know what? We will fully pencil mark this out, because this is 1. It can't be 2. So 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. And these two here will be 2, 3, 4, 5. And these here will be 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like that maybe will do something for us. Oh, 2. So if we look at this ring here, right, this box, this cannot be 2. So we actually have 3, 4, 5. Then I've missed a thermometer here. Ah, and look, along this central ring here, which would be box 4, of course, the final box I look at, box 4, where's the only place 1 would be allowed? Well, 1 is not allowed on the end of the thermometer. It must appear at the beginning of the thermometer. So the minimum here is, well, I guess that also removes 1 as a possibility, which means this can no longer be 2, which means this can no longer be 3. So what that also means is, where does 2 go around this box? This must be 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6 as possibilities. Around the outside, though, where does 1 go? This is the only place where 1 can go. Remember, as we look here, 3, 4, 5, this is also a set of the digits 1 to 6 in this little center star, almost, you could call it. Then, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 around the ring is removed, so 3, 4, 5, and somewhere, somehow, this can't be 6, which means this can't be 5, which means this must be 3. This must, sorry, the second this couldn't be 2, this limited this, and this must be 5. So now around this box, this is our 3. We need 4, 5. Interesting. And 4 is removed from here. So, and 3 gives us 5. 5 gives us 6. There we go. And finally, to finish this off, we need 4 around the center box. Look at that. So that was puzzle, what was it, I1 there? And you can see, no matter how you rotate it, you have 1 to 6 in the middle set and 1 to 6 in the outside set. Anyways, we will stop the fireworks and go back to the main menu. Let's see. If we say continue, what does it actually point to? It points to this one, which is B2. I guess that makes sense because this would be the A set. Yeah, so B2, and then we'll continue around the ring and, like I said, work our way up. Aha. This is a format we've already seen. Digits 1 to 5, and each side of the cube. Oh, but we have whispers, German whispers. Okay, so each face of the box here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is a, I guess, is a box, is its own region. So if we look, we can highlight here, box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5, and 6. We do have a thermometer here, it's just this, this little guy here. So, as we know, digits along thermometers must strictly increase as they move away from the bulb end. So, what does that mean? Well, from 2, 4, 5, right, 8, that is an increasing set. But 5, 3, 7, as we saw in the last puzzle, is not, because 5 to 3 is decreasing. So as long as we strictly increase, right, we don't have repeats like in the 1, 3, 3, 6 example there, then we are set. But then, we haven't seen these yet in Sudoku Topology, but we've seen these before in general. We have whisper lines, green whisper lines, but they're not, I guess, the classic German whisper with a difference of at least 5. In this case, adjacent digits on a green whispers line must differ by at least 3. And then this number depends on the range of available digits. So in this case, with a set of the digits 1 to 5, difference of at least 3 is important, but a difference of at least 5 just wouldn't be possible. So the examples that they show, 1, 6, 2, 6 is in fact at least 3 away from 1, and 2 is at least 3 away from 6. Same thing goes with the 5, 2, 5, 1 ring there, with the nice green check mark. And the X examples, 1, 3, 6, or 1, 1, 6, 3, do not have differences of at least 3. So the 1 to 3 is only a difference of 2, and obviously 1, 1 breaks the cycle there. So that German whisper line, or that whisper line, goes through all these cells. So let us restart the timer, and we'll hop right into it. Do we want to go crazy? We'll go crazy. We'll say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's think about the whisper line, because the whisper line is a little restricted here with the digits 1 to 5, right? So one, so how could you ever have 3? So I guess 3 in this case acts like 5 does on a normal German whisper. 3 can never go on this whispers line because if you try to differ 3 by at least 3, you end up with 0 on the low end and 6 on the high end. So any of the digits 1 or 2 will always map to at least one of 4 or 5, and the same goes with that. So we end up with an oscillating pattern. So this is either 1, 2, or it's 4, 5. We're gonna remove the coloring here, which is a little, it's kind of hard to get the depth now, but I think it's important because we do need to be able to look at our lows and highs. So yellow, blue, yellow, and blue. How does that help us? Something here's got to give, but I'm trying to understand what. This is either 1, 2 pair or 4, 5 pair. Ah, and there we go. Okay. 4 is our very restricted digit. So 4 can only ever map to 1. So could this ever be 4? No, which means the ends are I guess, the close to the middle digits, the 2s and the 4s, and 2 only ever mapping to 5, right? If this was 2, for example, then both of these would have to be 5. So that doesn't work. That makes this a 1, 5 pair. So now this 1, 5 pair says this can't be 1, and this actually comes from the set 2, 3, 4 now. And 2 says this can't be 2 since this is no longer 1 as a minimum. That reduces our options there. 1, 5, we might as well just mark it. 2, 3, 4. So what else can we work with here? What happens when we bring back the coloring? Yeah, that's okay. My coloring kind of overlaps with their coloring, so it works. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Aha. 1 ends up somewhere down here. Why that's valuable? Not immediately certain, to be perfectly frank. I guess 1 here would place 1 here, and then where else would 1 go? I think nowhere else, right? Because 1 would be accounted for in all 3 of these boxes, and 1 would be accounted for in the other 3 boxes. So we do end up with an X-wing on 1s here. Wherever 1 goes in one place, 1 goes in the other. Ah, here's the other thing I wasn't paying attention to. This is actually a 2-4 pair that stares here, which makes this, if I go to number mode, makes that 3. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. This is why we're doing this pencil marking, so we see these kinds of things. Like, for example, here. Hola, how art thou? I'm doing well. How have you been? It's been a little while since I've done any streaming, so I guess I haven't seen you around. This sees the 2-4, and actually, wait. This sees the 2-4 pair as well. this sees this 2, and it sees this 2, 4, and it sees this 2, 4, which means this is 3 as well. Completely missing the opposite sets again. So now 3 has been accounted for. This is quite interesting here. Aha. The 2, 4 set here. 2, 4. This would be 4, 2. This is 1 or 5. Doing well. Looking forward to your genes rubbing off me while you solve this. Well, that's debatable, but I appreciate the vote of confidence as always. All right, this is a 2, 4 here. As well, the reason I said this is because, again, this cell sees this 2, 4 and this 2, 4, and it sees a 3, which means this must be 1 or 5. Across this box here, this front face, we have the 1, 5 pair, which leaves us with 2, 4. So I think what might end up happening, yeah, because this is the same thing. This sees this 2, 4, this 2, 4, this 2, 3. This is 1, 5. So we have figured it out. This is the 4. 4 gives us 2. 2 gives us 4. If this is 2, because this is our whisper line, this must be 5. This is 1. And this is 4. That gives us 2, 2, 5, and 1. Oh, and of course, we need to finish off these last center pieces. This is 4, and this is 2, and we are done now with this one. That was puzzle B2 there. Let's see what else we've got going on. Oh, of course, sorry. Back to main menu. There's the big button right there. So now let's see. Next up, let's see, continue. Pointing us here. So this is puzzle C2 after coming off of B2. Ah, it's like a tesseract. Ooh, okay. X pair, we know that. Oh, there's a, okay, 1 second, sorry. There's there's a lot of variants here we need to account for. So let's take a look. So there's 1 to 8 once each, and I guess it's probably the standard tesseract setup. So let's just check. Yeah, the center set here, the outside set, and then each of the external cubes to the structure as well. Yeah, all right. Pretty typical. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, a tesseract, this is a, what is it? How is it described as? It's the three-dimensional shadow of a four-dimensional cube, into 3D space. So some really great videos and I guess animations and other stuff out there from a lot of different creators, but this is now our attempt to solve the tesseract. So we have a cage here. So digits connected to a cage must not repeat and must sum to the given totals indicated in the cage if given. So 1, 3, 7, and 9 do in fact sum to 20, whereas 2, 8, and 5 do not sum to 10. Then I guess here you have a cage that doesn't have a value. The 2, 2, 5, 3 cage in the bottom right hand corner there doesn't have a value, but so all we know is that you cannot repeat, but there is a repeat, and the 3, 4, 6 cage, which doesn't have a value, is valid there. So what do we have? We have, I guess, just this 11 cage. Let me select it. It is just those two cells. So these two cells will sum to 11 in this case. For our thermometers, it's the same thing. digits along a thermometer must strictly increase as they move away from the bulb end. So 2458 is valid, but 537 isn't. 18 is valid, but 1336 is not. So standard thermometer rules, it looks like we just have a 2-length thermometer. Yes, indeedy. X, so digits separated, or I guess the nodes connected by an edge with an X, must contain digits that sum to 10. X is the Roman numeral for 10, so these two digits here must sum together to be 10. And similarly with the V, we have digits that sum to 5. V is the Roman numeral for 5, so these two nodes must sum accordingly. Then we have a white dot and a black dot. These are our standard crop key dots as far as I'm aware. Nodes connected by an edge with a white dot must contain consecutive digits. All that means is they have a difference of 1. So these two digits will be consecutive. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, so on and so forth up the line. Then, finally, we have our black dots, which are in fact our standard 1-to-2 ratio. So nodes connected by an edge with a black dot must contain digits, one of which is double the other. So 3 to 6 is valid, 1 to 2, 2 to 4 are valid, but 1 to 3 is not, and 5 to 5 are not. 5 and 7 will actually not appear on the black dots here because 5 and 7, when multiplied or divided by 2, do not yield digits in the range of 1 to 8. But all the rest of the digits do have a way to appear on the black dots. So, with that quite lengthy explanation aside, those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so where in the world do we start here? This could be 5-6 pair, this could be 4-7, it could be 3-8. Those are all possibilities for the 11 cage here. The 5 cage is going to be 1-4 or 2-3. The X is going to be it can't be 1-9. It's going to be 2-8, 3-7, or 4-6. But where do I look? This can currently be any of the digits 1 to 7, and then this is the remaining digits. I always get lost when there are a lot of rules. Yeah, this is for being only puzzle C2, where we can go all the way up to Z8. There are a lot of rules here, and it makes it tough for me to figure out where I want to start. Then, all right, in this box here, the box that is made up of the blue nodes and the yellow nodes, we have an X set, a black crop key set, and a white crop key set. So somehow with the digits 1 to 8, we need to allow for all 3 of those. There are a lot of possibilities, I think, with that. Yeah. There's possibilities. You could have like 4, 6 across here. But we have to think about how this X also interacts with the 11 cage as well. 5, 6, 4, 7, 3, 8. Because if this is 4, 6, for example, across here, then this 11, which is the this box here, these 8 nodes, we'll see this 11. 4, 6 would force 3, 8. We should make this 1, 2. That's fine. 3, 7 would force 5, 6, which means this is 1, 2, 2, 4, or 4, 8. There's lots of possibilities there. Maybe it is something with the black and white crop key dot. Okay, the digits 1 to 8 once each sum to 36, but that's not going to help, right? 11 and 10 is 21, but that still leaves Still leaves options here. 4 digits that sum to 15. Hmm. Four digits that sum to 16. Four digits that sum to 20. Hmm. 1, 4, or 2, 3. It's just not clicking. It's not obvious to me where I need to start with this. One, 4 leaves 5, 6, 3, 7. Hmm. Four, 7, for example, forces 2, 8, and that forces 3, 6, which forces 1, 5. I guess 5 can never go on an X, and it can never go on a black dot, right? Which means 5 goes somewhere here. That's something. Which means the same thing over here, right? It can't go on an X or a black dot, which means 5 always goes here. So I guess essentially, because these are two separate boxes here, it's said there's 1 to 8 twice. So 5 here and would put 5 here. 5 here would place 5 here. 5 here would place 5 here, so on and so forth. So maybe that's what we're missing. That's the key here, is that whatever digit goes here, goes here. All right, now I'm seeing it. Okay, so now that we've figured that out after who knows how long, it's kind of funny because it's almost exactly like that first cube puzzle we did. So here, these two are going to be the same digit. These two are going to be the same digit. These two. We'll do the full node coloring here. Blue. We have light blue. We have blue. We have actually a few shades of blue, but I'm gonna try not to do the full overlap there, and then the pink. All right, so now, does this help us in any way? I got a system going. Yeah, I have something. Who knows? Who knows where it goes from there? Ah. If this was 5, right, this would be 6. Which would force this to be 4, 4. 4, 6. Still leaves 3, 7, 1, 2 to work with. 1-4 pair. Let's consider this as a 1-4 pair because this is the most restricted pair that we have, I think. 1-4 or 2-3. If it was 1-4, right, this definitely couldn't be 1, because it'd have to be 1, 9. It would have to be 4. This would be 1. 4 would give us 6. 1 would give us 2. 6 then means this can no longer be 5, 6, which means 5 ends up somewhere there. So that does a little bit of work. 1, 2, 4, 6. Means actually this has to be 3, 8. And this wouldn't be able to be 3. This would have to be 8, 7, 7, 5. Ah, wait a second. Sorry. We also have to think about the thermometer here. What is this allowed to be, right? In the situation where we look at 1, 4, this would have to be 1, then 2. But 2 would place 2 here, which would force 1 here, and that interacts in this box, and that's what I noticed. So it can't be a 1, 4 pair. So now we look at 2, 3 as the only possibility that works there. It must be 2, 3. And then 2, this couldn't be 2, 1. Right? So it'd have to be 2, 4. And then if it's 3, 3 is only 6. Those are the only options, which means 4, 6 here is the pair, which means this must be 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3 pair. Sorry, 2, 3 pair says it can't be 2, 3. So it's 1, 4, or 5. It can't be 1, because then it would be 2, which greatly limits us. This must be 6 then, I think, which forces this to be 3, which forces this to be 2. All right, we're doing something. Who knows if it's right? This is now 8. Then, what's our pair that sums to 11? It can no longer be 5, 6. Right? So, and it can't be 3, 8. It must, in fact, be 4, 7. And the 4, 7 actually sets the order because it needs to be next to 4, 5, which means it must be 4 here, 7 here. This must be 5, which makes this 5. And finally, to finish us off, this is our 1, and we are done in 11 minutes and 1 second. Whew. It took a little bit, but once we spotted this idea here and we used that with our 2, 3 interaction, or that V interaction, it started to make a little bit more sense. So let's go back to the menu. And I guess if we press continue, it'll probably bring us here. Yep, it does. And I was informed by the developers, I was struggling to figure out what topology this was. I don't know why, because in hindsight it's so obvious, but this is a Mobius strip. I was like, from the picture in the main, like on the main menu screen, I thought it was supposed to be a Klein bottle, but it's a Mobius strip, which is, it's funny because a Mobius strip, when you put 2 Mobius strips together, that actually is what creates a Klein bottle. But that's a separate nerd fact there. Awesome, thank you. Thank you. That was you're too kind. That was a little much there, but we made it through on that last one. So let's take a look at what we have for this Mobius strip. So the boxes here are each of the colored sets here, 1, 2, and 3 in a line, and we'll actually color it according to these boxes instead, because it makes it a little bit easier for me to visualize. But if you look, this node here loops around, is connected to this one, is connected to this one, to this one, to this one, and to this one, and then all the way back. And that is one box. The same thing applies for the greens and the blues on the screen here. Then we have our thermometers. So we've seen this a few times already, right? Strictly increase, 2, 4, 5, 8 is valid, 5, 3, 7 isn't, 1, 8 is valid, 1, 3, 3, 6 is not, because we have the duplicated 3s in that bottom right hand example, and 5, 3 in the top right example is a decreasing set. Then we have a ren ban. It looks like just connecting between these two nodes. Digits on a purple ren ban line must be a consecutive set of digits in any order. So just as we see here, this consecutive set of digits, it's essentially the same as connecting them with a white dot. If you're not going to do a multiple length ren ban, it's just pretty much the same thing as a white crop key dot. And finally, we have even. So nodes with gray squares must contain even digits. So those are the numbers 2, 4, and 6. In this case, with the set of digits 1 to 6, it is not going to be 1, 3, or 5, as those are all odd digits. And I think we only have the one even. Yeah, we only have the one even there, so this will have to be even. Outside of that, those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so coming off that last one, I need to kind of reset here. Thermometer. 1, 2, 3, 4 length thermometer. Let's just double check. Yep, 4 length thermometer. And I think this is also a 4 length thermometer. It is. So what we can do is we can actually pencil mark 1, 2, 3. We can good lift our thermos. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. We'll go the next one. Let me double check, make sure. 3, 4, 5, and the last nodes 4, 5, and 6, where actually every single time are they, yeah, it's the same set. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is all in the blue box. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and actually, wait a second, and the 3, 4, 5. So this is a 2, 3, 4, 5 quadruple, which means this here is a 1, 6 pair. Interesting. So that's a little something. All right. Even. Let's just mark that now. 2, 4, 6, so we don't forget. Actually, in this set here, these cells, do we have a set here that I can work with? No, this can be 1 and this can be 1. The fact that this can be 1 is what's holding us back here. Here, 1, 2, 3. Very dramatic music building here. This 4, 5, 6 theoretically could interact here. The thinking music is dramatic, yeah. Hopefully it's not too loud. If it is, please let me know and I'll turn it down. I tried to set the levels fine, but I know sometimes I don't You know, the mic doesn't always pick me up really well. I should probably get myself like a better mic setup, but to be honest, my current setup is a little bit wonky in the first place. Trying to see if a shift in perspective gives me a better outlook. Green set spiraling out. Could this ever actually be 4? 4, 5? Why not? This would be 3, 2. That would make this 1. But that doesn't see a 1, 6, so no problems there. Probably if this here is 1. So 1C6, 6, 1. But this doesn't have any other interaction besides along these lines. So unless we can create a conflict in this set of digits here and here, you know, it's fine. Volumes are perfect. Your voice is louder than the music. The mic does change in quality periodically, but it might just be you covering the mic. Nothing drastic. Yeah, it's my gamer headset here. You know, it's not necessarily the best streaming quality or YouTube quality, but it's what I have. I feel like there's something I have to learn about this Mobius strip that I'm just not seeing. See, the interaction with the green is just it's very apparent, but then how do these interact with the rest of the boxes here? Right, we have options for 2 here. Let's line these up and let's just take a look here. This could be anything. This could be anything, which doesn't limit the red here to anything either. It's the 2 thermometers, it's the Renban, which is just those 2 cells, and the even, which we've already marked with 2, 4, or 6. Hopefully I'll have a eureka moment like in the last one. Do I just need to try to limit these and see what happens? That just kind of feels like bifurcation, though. Like if I say 4, 3, 2, 1. Like 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, right? That I'm just kind of guessing. So something about those interactions might break it. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 in the top line goes into blue. Oh yeah, it goes, oh my goodness, it goes into blue. Thank you, Evgeny. I believe that's how you would pronounce your name, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Which removes 2 as an option here, 3, 4. All right. So, now how does that limit us? 3, 4, 4, 5. Where does 2 go in green now? This must be 2. All right, and if this is 2, then this has to be 1. Look at that. Great spotting there. Now we have a 4, 5, 6 triple, which makes this 3, which means in blue, this must be 2. I feel like I've cheated now. Look at that. Now everything's just starting to make sense. 1, 2, 3. These will be a 4, 5, 6 triple. Now we have 4, 5, 6 here, which makes this 3. It makes this 1. It makes this 6. This is 2. This can't be 6. 4, 5, 6 triple here makes this 1, 3. 1, 3. It needs to be consecutive to this, so this must be 3, 4. 3, 1. 4. 4 makes this 5. 5 makes this 6. 4, 6 makes this 5. And we are almost done here now, thanks to Evgeny's insight. Let's see, 1, 3, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, and finally, we have a 4. That's all it took. It just took realizing that 1 was in blue there. Yeah, now I'm cooking with gas. My goodness, that was it. That one little piece just did it all for me. Thank you very much. Nice one. All right. Who knows how long I would have sat there otherwise. All right, the next one will be I2, which I guess will be another one of those sphere puzzles, similar to what we started with. Ah, this looks more like the puzzle I did in the demo, because it uses the white dots. So our boxes here are the rings around. So we'll just highlight them real quick. This is a ring, this is a ring, this is a ring, and this is a ring. And actually, something interesting that happens because of this, I guess, topology, right? For lack of a better word there, because of this specific topology, these center cells, or these center nodes that are kind of like they create a sort of fake set as well of the digits 1 to 6. So any way you rotate, where you get a ring around the outside, those 6 center cells are also going to be 1 to 6 once each. Additionally, we have our white dots. So our white dots are our consecutive sets. So nodes connected by an edge with a white dot must contain consecutive digits. So 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, but 2 and 6 and 5, 5 are not consecutive. All we're looking for is differences of 1. So those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so Yeah, this looks exactly like our demo puzzle that we did. So looking along these cells of this ring, this box here, you have white dots that can connect them. And the same thing happens over here. So one of these will be the set 1, 2, 3, and the other will be the set 4, 5, 6. I don't know how, but I do know in some way this will end up being a 2, 4 pair because of it. And then we end up with 1, 3, 5, 6, though theoretically, yeah, I can reduce our options. So let's just go 1, 3, 5, 6. Oop, not 4. 1, 3. Oh, wait. Sorry, did I do that wrong? Not 4, 2, 4. It should be 2, 5. 2, 5. 1, 3, 4, 6. Makes a little bit more sense there. And then we need to look at where the 1 interacts. So 1 sees around like this. So neither of these can be 1. Which means neither of these would be able to be 3. Let's pencil mark. 2, 5 is 3, 4, 6. This here must be the 3, 4 pair, and this must be 6 if we look at this outer ring here, because you have to have a consecutive set. Then this must be consecutive to this, but it can't be the same as this. You couldn't have 3, 4, 4. If this was 3, this would have to be 2, and if this was 4, 4, 3, this would have to be 5. So, what does that do for us? Oh, come on. Certainly there has to be something that clicks. 6. So just like with the 1, 6 gets removed from these two cells, and these two cells no longer being allowed to be 6 means these other cells are no longer allowed to be 4. And now this 1, 4 pair we've created in this ring gives us 3 here. 3 here says this is 4. 4 says this is 5. 4, 5. 5, 3, 6. 2, 5, 1, 4. Oh, come on. What am I missing? 1, 4, 1, 4, 2. 2 needs to be consecutive to 1, and 1 sets the order. This is 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, 5, and 6 to finish us off in 3 minutes and 1 seconds with I2. Again, I keep forgetting. Just back to menu right here. So that was a pretty good one there. And the final 2 puzzle is N2. We haven't done one of one of these yet. So what is this? Shape. I love the train reaction when numbers start falling into place. You know what? So do I. So do I. All right. What is this? Is this a sorry, a dodecahedron? I need to remember my shape names. I guess this must be a dodecahedron. Sure, you can help me out there. All right, so what are all of our boxes here? Now that I've finished getting distracted, I'm assuming, given it's the digits 1 to 5, it's each of these faces is going to be a digits 1 to 5. But let's take a look. That's 1. That's 2, 3. Yeah, all the way up. Excuse me, all the way up to 12, which is why I would assume it is in fact a dodecahedron. But additionally, the variant that will help us figure this out is arrows. So digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circled node. So in the top left example, 2 and 5 sum to 7. The bottom left, 1, 6, and 1 do sum to 8. You can have repeats as long as they don't see each other by Sudoku. And then the 2, I guess, examples that are incorrect, the the false examples are 2 and 4 sum to 6, not 5, and 3 and 3 sum to 6, not 8. So that is why those are invalid solutions to the arrows. And the arrows we have here are, interesting enough, these two cells sum to this, and then the other arrow is all along the same face. These two sum to that. So that's it. Those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so a minimum here is 1-2 pair. So 1-2 at minimum sums to 3. So this is 3, 4, 5. Same here, 1-2 at a minimum. This is 3, 4, or 5. Question is how much pencil marking is a reasonable amount of pencil marking? This actually is kind of a funky angle with the lines, but yeah, I think the coloring, I don't know if it's just me, but the coloring definitely helps me visualize. But the lines kind of throw it off, but you know, this is set 1 to 5, this is a set 1 to 5, and so are all these other sets that we can see, and the arrows kind of play themselves out nicely as well. So we'll see if this visualization works, and we won't move around the puzzle too much unless we do need to shift our perspective again. Let's just be 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's be generous with the marking. The colors do help. Yeah, I think the plain white, sometimes it's okay, but only really if I'm gonna mark it up myself. Right, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's not that helpful. But if we think about the arrows, there is only, like, 5 is never allowed to be on the arrows. But 4 is, as long as you can have 4, 1. So as long as 4, 1 is allowable, then you can have 4. But 5, for example, in this case, has to end up in one of these 3 cells. And if we look, there's actually an overlap here between this set, because these two cannot be 5, so one of these 3 has to be 5. This is where I'm going to switch perspective real quick. Five here. Next options, 5. So this can't be 1, so this would be 2, 3, or 4, because it can't be 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, this can't be 5, so this is... Oh, actually, this is interesting. 2, 3, or 4. This can't be 1. Let's just do the faces that are connected with the 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 has to go in one of these 3 cells. Does it? Could this just be 5? And this could be 5, and that's fine. Yeah, that works. Yeah. it's kind of confusing because I need to remember which orientation the 5s belong, because there's no reason why this couldn't be 5, for example, here. It would just force 5 here. 1 has to go somewhere here because of this 1, forcing lots of 2, 3, 4, 5s. So one here, aha. The second one is, let's turn to the correct face. It's kind of crazy with all the rotations, but with 1 going here, it means that, unless I've done this wrong, but I think I haven't, with 1 going there, this face here, which is, I don't know, this face, which has the arrow on it, right, arrow 1, is a minimum of 2, 3, which means it must be exactly 2, 3, which forces this to be 5. So that is our first digit placement. 5 now must go here. That makes this 1 and this 4. 4 now says these aren't 4 or 5. 2, 3 are our options here. 2, 3 pair is, I guess we might as well throw down 1, 4, 5, 5. None of these can be 5, so let's remove that as an option. Oops. Let's remove that as an option. And, oh, and 1 now, sorry. 1 must go there. 1 going there says neither of these can be 1. So this is a 4, 5 pair, which means this can no longer be 5, which means this is 3, this is 2, this is 1. And again, now we have our, we have everything coming together. 2 gives us 3, this is 4. Oh, wait. 2, 3, 4. Why can't this be 5? Oh, there's no reason why this can't be 5. 5, 4, 4, 5, or I've broken something, which is also possible. It is very possible. This is 2, 2, 3, 3, 2. 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3. This will be 3, this will be 2. And we are done in 7 minutes and 19 seconds with puzzle N2. All right, I think that is the last of our 2 puzzles. So now we'll move up to the 3s. Let's see, continue. Yep, A3 is in fact our next puzzle here. Aha! This is also something that I recognize. Again, I feel like I'm cheating a little bit here, but this is the puzzle we did in the demo, the 3 by 3 by 3 Sudoku. So, nice big braining. Thank you. What a struggle, but we're making it through. This one, if you haven't seen this one before, if you didn't watch that, what was it? It was like a 30-minute video or something crazy. Hopefully we'll make it through a little bit faster now that we have some good insights on it. But this is a 3 by 3 by 3, which just has massive thermos that run through it. So if we take a look, and this ends up becoming a kind of a coloring replace puzzle. So looking at this, we have each box is a face. So as we move through, this is one face. This is like the inner plane of the cube and the outer plane. So each of those 3 by 3s is going to be a set of the digits 1 to 9 once each. The same goes for the front moving towards the back and the bottom moving towards the top for each of those 3 by 3s. Then we have 2 thermos. One of them is fairly massive. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 length thermo in the grid, and we have a little 1, 2, 3, 4 length thermo in the grid. So these thermometers, as we know, must strictly increase as they move away from the bulb end. So as we move from the bulb to the tip, for example, 2, 4, 5, 8, or 1 simply to 8, are valid ways to solve the thermometer, whereas 5, 3, 7 has a decrease in it, or 1, 3, 3, 6 has not a strict increase in it. There is a stays the same there. So that's it. Those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so we're going to start off with removing the color coding here. The reason is as we work through this, these different cells will, or these nodes, whatever you want to call them, will give us some more value. So we can start off by doing some good living. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, and finally 7, 8, 9 on the thermometer. But we can also do color coding. So let's start. This will be red, orange, yellow, green. We'll go, it's too many blues, light blue, blue, and purple. So now it's about seeing where these colors appear in the rest of their sets. So for example, if we take a look, right, all of these are going to be distinct digits because they are on a thermometer, so they're all going to be different. If we take a look at this plane here, we have some things that can limit placement. So right off the bat, 2, 3, 4 cannot go here or here because of this face, and 2, 3, 4 cannot go here or here because of this face, which actually places this as an orange. And because we've done that, once we have 2 of the 3 that must appear in the grid, we know where the last one must go. This must be 2, 3, 4 orange. So as we look, right, this plane has a set of 2, 3, 4, and this plane has a set of 2, 3, 4, and this plane has a set of 2, 3, 4 now, and that just fills out that last bit. Then let's see if we can do anything else. Yellow. So yellow will end up somewhere here. I don't know how helpful that is in this moment, but it's a little something. A little something. So yellow in the bottom. Ah, okay. I guess the easy way, sorry, again, is to focus on this face here. Yellow sees these 3. Yellow sees that. This is the easy way to view this. Obviously, none of these can be yellow. This must be yellow, which actually forces yellow there. So these can all be marked as 3, 4, and 5. And let's keep going. Let's see what else, what other colors we can place. Red. Where does red go on this face? The same exact face we just placed the yellow and the orange. Red must go here. 1, 2, 3. Green and blue. This can't be... Ah. Wait, no, sorry. We need green, but sorry, this is just 7 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still have 2 other colors which we haven't placed yet, so that is actually not so helpful. Red. Ah, but as I said before, once we have 2 of our colors, we should, or 2 of our placements, excuse me, we should be able to get the last one. If we look, this looks like the only place where 1, 2, 3 still needs to exist on the bottom face in the middle plane here. On the back. Purple. So this purple in this middle set here must go in one of these two cells. I think it was that purple. And sorry, easier to see. Where does it go in this middle plane? This can't be purple, this can't be purple, which means this is purple. 7, 8, 9, which means this is purple. 7, 8, 9. It's all about tracing the colors. Find the colors, and we are set. I wish we could like almost like knock off the colors so we can say, okay, we've done this color already. Green, blue. I was noticing that this green and the light blue both see this cell and this cell, but that leaves us with 3 places where it can go, not 2. So if we can find the correct value here, then that will definitely help us out. I guess these are the 2 colors which we haven't identified yet. So I guess we'll have to use a different blue, which is very similar to the light blue, but hopefully distinct enough to where it doesn't cause too many problems. Green and light blue, and then the blue pink. We have 3 reds, 3 oranges, 3 yellows, 3 purples. One of these 2 is going to be the green, so I guess we might as well do that, and then we'll go green, blue, purple, or pink, I should say, which does give us a triple now that I look at it that way, which leaves us with our light blue and dark blue, which need to be placed. Light blue and dark blue. Oh, and dark blue. That makes sense. And now, this is on the thermometer. The lowest this can be is, let's go with this actually. The lowest this can be is 6. The highest this can be is 9. 6, 7, 8, 9 works. Sorry. Can green be higher up on the thermometer than the light blue or dark blue? No. So this cannot be green. So that's some thermometer logic, which actually just places green 4, 5, 6. And with that, we get 4, 5, 6 here. Now this becomes pink and the other blue. Light blue ends up somewhere here. Dark blue ends up somewhere here. That's not the dark blue. That's the dark blue. Too many blues. And it really is the pink and the other blue. I guess let's go pink, other blue, and remove that. And then let's see if we can be a little bit more methodical. Because the fact is if this is the best we could do here, if this is the blue, is allow this to be 6. 6, 7, 8, and then 9 here. Otherwise, if it's the dark blue and it's any higher, then it's not gonna work. But excuse me, that also applies just simply here. This cannot be 7, for example, because if it was 7, then this would have to be at least 7, and 7, 8, 9 doesn't work. So that has a ripple down effect. Now none of the greens can be 6s, none of the yellows can be 5s, none of the oranges can be 4s, and none of the reds can be 3s. Two, three, four, 5. So close to some sort of a set. I guess in the same way. No, this... wait a second. If this is 6, that's something I didn't think about. If this is 6, that would force this to also be 6, right? We'd need to have 7, 8 here to allow this to be 9, but the 7, 8 pair would say that with 6, this has no options. So this is actually not allowed to be 6. Because if it were 6, then you'd have multiple things or 3 things that have to come from the set 7, 8. So if this is 5 in number mode, then these are in fact 4, these are in fact 3, these are in fact 2, and these are in fact 1. This can still be 6. But now we know more about the set here, right? For all we know, this could be 8, 9. And this is 6, 7. I don't actually see a problem with that. So where is a problem created? If this is too low, 7. So 5, 6, 7, 8. This has to be at a minimum 8. Right? Yeah. Which means it can't be 7. That doesn't limit this. Alright, where's the piece I'm missing? Whatever this is, is this. Which means this cannot be blue. That's the easy thing. Oh, wrong blue. It cannot be dark blue. Right, whatever is here sees this cell, and this cell. Which means it must be the same thing here. If that's the case, it must be the same thing here, which means let's just pick a color. Let's say it is the pink, actually. Whoops. We'll say it's the pink, which means we can remove pink from everything else. We can say the dark blues are these cells, which means they're from the set 6, 7, 8. And that's where it limits us. This is now 6. Oops. In number mode 6. This is pink 7. I guess can we double click here? We can, but we need to be careful. 7. Wait. 8. Sorry, 8, not 7. Now let's make sure this is the right... the right blue. And these here are in fact 5. now that we've colored it, and these are our 9s. Wow, in 14 minutes and 26 seconds, just chasing around those colors in the set here. It's kind of funny that I can, because of the way that the fireworks are generated in the 3D space here, you can actually like send them off screen. Because they're not just like a static background, they're actually like points in the 3-dimensional space here where the fireworks are emanating from. In any case, let's go back to the menu. And we'll tackle the next one, which I'm assuming is this, B3. Yeah, we just came from A3, so let's do B3. It's another one of these guys with V clues and consecutive dots. So boxes here are the 6 faces, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So there's box 1, box 2, box 3, 4, 5, and 6, just the different faces of the cubes. Is that clapping or is that waving? I'm assuming it's clapping there. Thank you. Thank you. To be fair, again, like I said, I kind of cheated a little bit. I'd seen that puzzle before, right? It's been a couple months, but I remembered that it was a coloring puzzle, and that definitely saved me some time having that knowledge going into it. In any case, what are we working with here? So again, we have these boxes, which are all the faces, and the way that we're going to figure this out is using our V and our white crop key dots. So our V clues tell us that nodes connected by an edge with a V must contain digits that sum to 5, so those are our pairs 2, 3, and 1, 4. Any of our other pairs that we can make are not going to sum to 5. And with our white dots, these are consecutive digits, so 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's just those digits that have a difference of 1. So 5, 5, 2, 6 are not in fact consecutive. And that's it. Those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so it's either going to be 1, 4, 2, 3. Whatever it is, this has to be the opposite. That's the easy way to think about that. If this is 1, 4, then this is 2, 3. And this is interesting. So let's actually, we don't actually know that that's the order of the 1, 4, and 2, 3, but this face has a decent amount of information to work with, because if we look, we have to have a consecutive set here and a consecutive set here. So theoretically, we could create a gap for any digit, right? 2, 3, 4, 5 creates a gap for 1. Not for any digit, right? Because you couldn't use 2, for example. So what that means is, that's funny, this is either going to be 1, 3, or 5. Because you can either have a gap at the beginning, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have a gap in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can have a gap at the end, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 4, 5. Sorry if I didn't say that. So 2 can never be a gap because it separates a single digit by itself. So the fact that this is 1, 3, 5 actually tells us it can't be 5 because it's on the V. So 1, 4, 3, 2 are the options there. And obviously whatever this is, if this is 2, then this is a 1, 4. If it's 4, then it's a 2, 3. But 1, 3, either case, if it's 1, right, it's 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's 3, it's 1, 2, 4, 5. Either way, one of these 2 is going to be 4, 5. And the other one will definitely have a 2 on it. Just kind of appreciating the music here. Hmm. Four would be 2, 3, 1, 5, right? So this is either, right, if it's 2, then it would be 3 that gets left behind, and if it's 4, it'll be 1 that gets left behind. So this is like a 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5 set, which I will pencil mark as such. Hmm. If this is 4, then it's 2, 3. What does that do? I guess 5. I can pencil mark more 5s, but I feel like there has to be a better way to approach that. Because if this is 5, then certainly it would force one of these two. If we could eliminate 5 from here somehow, then that would give us a little bit more value. Because we know 5, 4, right? Or 5, 4. Ah. This, if this is 1, 4, 2, 3, this always sees all of them, right? Because it sees, if it's 1, 4, it would see 2, 3 here. And if it's 2, 3, it sees 1, 4 here. So this has to be 5. And I think the same thing applies over here in this opposite corner. It sees these two and these two, which we know are a set, 1, 2, 3, 4 across. So this is 5. Looky there. That gives us 4 here. All right. None of these can be 5. Let's make sure we mark that off. 5. What we have now is whatever this is. 1, 4, 4, 1 end up here, or 3, 2, 2, 3 ends up here. And I guess the question is where does it appear on this face? So it can't be here, here, or here, thanks to the 1, 3 there. So this is 1, 3 here. And on the bottom face, where does it appear? 1, 3 here. And that's actually a pattern we've seen. Oh, wait, sorry. No. I did that wrong. Wow, my brain. I'll say that's a pattern we've seen, but no. because we do have like a relationship between the center cells, but not in the way I just tried to show. Um, this is not the same 1, 3. These are different 1, 3s. No, wait. No, wait. No, I was correct, right? These are the same 1, 3. If this is 1, 4, 4, 1. Yes, never mind. Yeah, this is the relationship we've seen a few times. Don't mind me, folks. So this is all the same. Let's mark it with... What color hasn't really been used? I guess orange. We can overlap with the orange here. So all of these are orange 1, 3s. Similarly, 5 has been completely dealt with here. This here will be in the opposite corner, right? Or no, not necessarily. It could be this. Ah, but this is interesting. If this was 4, I guess again, the easy way to look at this is 4 has to go in one of these two cells now. Seeing this bottom set, this, unless I've done this wrong, where this can't be 2 or 4, it means it has to be over here. So these two cells must be the 1, 4, which means this is, the oranges are 3s, this is 2. 2 gives us the order 2, 1 here. This is 4, 4, 1, and it's coming together. And what are we still missing? 4 here, and we are done in 9 minutes and 24 seconds. We'll go back to the menu. It's funny, we've seen these patterns and then we second guess ourselves and it's whatever. This is going to be our first cylinder, so let's take a look. Alrighty. Lots of lines. There are 15 boxes to account for, okay. Almost certainly each level will be a box, and I guess a spiral down will be a box, if I just have to take a guess in either direction, because there will be 5 spirals down in each direction, clockwise and counterclockwise. So outside of that, we also have thermos. Let's see if our guess was correct. So yeah, the bottom sets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up. Then, yeah, here we go. A spiral down in this direction, and of course it'll just rotate around. And these will be the spiral in the opposite direction. All right. So maybe we color code according to one of those, though we don't have any digits to start with, so the variance is going to be very important here. So let's take a look. We have our thermos. So 2, 4, 5, 8 is a strict increase from the bulb end to the tip. So the other example there is the 1, 8. That works, right? We get the green check mark. And the red X's tell us that 5, 3, 7, right? We have a decrease from 5 to 3. And then 1, 3, 3, 6, we have a non-strict increase. 3 and 3 are in fact the same digit last time I checked. So that would not be a valid way to solve the thermometer. So that is all we're given. The thermos here, though, are 2 3-length thermos and 1 2-length thermo. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, that is true. So it's 2 3-lengths and 1 2-length that we have to work with and figure out. So those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right. Can we color with both sets at the same time? That wouldn't be confusing or anything. So certainly something with the thermometers has to help us out. Let's start with doing the basic thing. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. And 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. Sorry, 3, 4, 5, not 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. This is in the same set together. This is in the same set together. But none of these three... Oh, no, that's not true. This set does overlap with this thermometer here, and I'm guessing this set here, yeah. This set spiraling around interacts with the thermometer that way. So those are the only interactions. This with this thermometer, and this with that thermometer. Those are the only thermometer interactions I see, because otherwise this thermometer sees this ring. I guess that's kind of a weird connected interaction, but that's not really what we're looking for. This is connected to this, which is connected to this. So maybe considerations to make, like if this was 2, for example, 2, 1 would force this to be 3, 3, 4, 5. And that would force this to be 3. Is that actually, does it actually have to be that way? I don't think it necessarily does, right? Maybe it does? Oh, now this is interesting. If this was 3, for example, it sees all of these, and none of these could be 3. So whatever this is interacts with all the rest of these cells here in this set. Normally they wouldn't. Like, this cell doesn't interact normally with this cell in either rotation. It is only because we have the thermometer that it does that. So a 3 here, for example, would leave us with, yeah, see, that doesn't work. So that's why this doesn't work. 3 would leave us with a 4-5 pair here, a 1-2 pair here, and then nothing to place there, because it couldn't be 4 because of the 4-5, because these have to be distinct digits, and they both see this by thermometer or by our Sudoku, right? So we do actually have to have a distinct set of 1, 2, 3, and 3, 4, 5. I think that's the only way that that works. Hopefully that made sense. 1, 2, 3. Right, because the second this is 1, so we know that this can't be 3. Let's undo just to make sure that we haven't done anything crazy. Second this becomes like 1. This is a 2, 3, 4 triple. This was 2, let's say. This would be 3, 4 with 1. And 3, 4 would put 5 here and here. Right, so like that's why this couldn't be 2 and this couldn't be 2. So yeah, I think, all right. I think what we've worked through is valid because it works symmetrically, right? The bottom can't be 2. Similarly, the top can't be 4. So we end up with this set. And it couldn't be like 5, 2, 1 because then the 2 forces the 4, and this would require the 5. So it does, in fact, have to be 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Something that we probably could have just, like, said, yeah, this must be true sooner. I'm glad that we've certainly proved it here. So that means whatever this digit is... Oh, wait, no, that's not true. It's not that whatever this digit is this digit. It's that if this digit is 3, then it's the same as this digit. But that's only true if it's the 3. If this is the 1, then obviously this is going to be the 5. What we can do, though, is now that we have this 2-4 pair, or I guess I should say any of these pairs, is 1, 3, 5 here. 1, 3 leaves us with 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. And 3, 5 leaves us with 1, 2, and 4. One, two, three, four. So 5, interestingly enough, is in one of these two cells. Similarly, symmetrically, 5 is in one of these two cells. Ah. So if 5 went here, this is I guess more symmetrical than I realized. I wasn't thinking about how this one thermo just helps us probably set the order of one or the other, right? The 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. It just gives us the low and high set. But outside of that, this is very symmetrical. If this was 5, then 5 couldn't appear here or here because of this box and because of this box. This, let's switch the rotation of things. This yellow box. So, neither of these could be 5, which means this is the 5. We can eliminate 5 there. Then this is just 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could pencil mark that. Don't know how much value it really adds, but we'll do it anyways. 5. I guess. Do we have something similar? In this direction here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every digit is accounted for on one of those spirals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 along this spiral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also accounted for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right. Okay. I actually haven't done any marking on this thermometer at all. I guess we could. This can only come from the set 1, 2, 3, 4, and this can only come from the set 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't exactly set our one order there. Hmm. 1, 3, 5. No, because we have the 2 still. Hmm. Nice and peaceful. This is like very interlinked, right? 3, 2 will give us a 1, 4 pair. 1, 4 would actually set the order. Two, 3, which means this can never be 2. It does say 2 can go in either of these two places, though, now. I thought I saw something interesting, but I guess not. Oh, I guess symmetrically, right? Again, it's the same sort of symmetrical thing. 1, 4, right? 2, 3. And otherwise, 3, 2, 1, 4, we don't know the order. But it says 2 goes here or here, and there we go. If 2 has to appear somewhere here and somewhere here, if this is 2, then it eliminates both as an option, similar to that 5, which means this is simply 2. It covers both at the same time, which means now we have a 4, 5 pair, which says this cannot be 5 because it sees a 4, 5 individually. We could do some work with that, like say 3, 5. This should be 1, 2, 4. Might as well mark that. Even though it doesn't necessarily help in this moment. Maybe I'll spot something that that works with it. Like here, 3 goes here, here, or here. But if this is 3, right? It's these kind of big triangles. These big triangles. If this was 3 here, it would eliminate 3 from here because of this spiral, and it would eliminate 3 from here. Oh, wait. No, never mind. What was it? What did I just do? I just tried to connect this spiral with the other one. That makes no sense. Three here would place 3 here, and now we've satisfied the spiral and the ring. Never mind. Actually, that's exactly how it would have to be. Is that what we should be doing? Should we be doing more like color coding type placement? Because if this is 3, right? Then where does 3 go here? It must go there. And we need 5 of each digit. So like if these are 3, then five on the second ring goes on the thermo. You know, Evgeny, you're just too good to me. You're just too good to me. 5 here. If we look down the box, it's my goodness. On the Mobius strip, it was where does the 1 go? Here, it's where does the 5 go in the second ring? It has to go there because of the work where we did with placing the 5, I assume. So, with the 5 there, we go down the line here. That places 4 here. 4 gives us 5. 4 going up the line here gives us 2, and that sets everything. 3, 1, 1, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. 4. This is 4, this is 1, 2. I'm sure there's something that'll help us place that. 3, 5, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. And very quickly it's coming together. This is 2 around here. 2. This has to be 4 because it can't be 1. This is 3 or 5. 3 gives us 4, gives us 5, gives us 3. 4 gives us 1 with the 2. And what haven't we placed? We're missing 2 from this ring and 3 from this ring. Uh-oh. Oh no, sorry. We still haven't finished off this. This is 1, this is 4. And this is 3. And we are done. Evgeny with the clutch spots here to help us out. I appreciate it. So you know, sometimes folks it is just that simple. It's where does this 1 digit go, and we love the cascade. So excuse me. My goodness, you know what I'm going to do? For your sake and for mine, I'm going to mute real quick and I'm going to drink some water. All right, we're unmuted, hopefully, and we are going to jump back to the next puzzle. Hydration, yeah. It's, I gotta, you gotta hydrate or dihydrate, if you haven't heard that one before. So we just came off of the cylinder. It is now time to jump back to a new torus. All right, looks the same, like the same structure. There's not like new dots that we need to account for. It's the thermo again. Oh, but tons of Ren bands as well. So what are the boxes in this structure? Well, it's each of these kind of like the actual circular cross section of the torus of the donut, but additionally it's every one of the rings. So let's see which coloring is which. Here we go. So this ring here is a set of the digits 1 to 5. So is this ring, the yellow ring, the red, the pink, and the blue. And of course, as we saw, we also have these rings. I think I'm going to keep the color coding this way. Then our variant to help us out, because we have literally no digits again, is the thermos. So digits on a thermometer must strictly increase as they move away from the bulb end. So 2, 4, 5, 8, 1, 8, those are valid checkmark solutions, whereas 5, 3, 7 has a decrease and 1, 3, 3, 6 has a repeat, so it is not a strict increase. Then we have our purple Renban lines. So on a Renban line, it must be a set of consecutive digits in any order. So 4, 5, 6 or 4, 5, 6, 7 are valid, but 1, 4, 5 is not, and neither is 1, 2, 2, 3. So 1, 4, 5 is not valid because those are not consecutive, right? You break the number line order. And 1, 2, 2, 3 seems like it should be valid, but you have a repeated set of digits. It would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4 to be valid there, or just simply 1, 2, 3. So let's take a look at the thermos. We have a 3-length thermo and a 2-length thermo. Let's double check, but we're trying to improve our board vision, I guess you could call it. And then the Renbands. Let's see. 3-length Renband there. 3-length there, 3-length there, and 3-length there. So is it all just a set of different 3-length? This is a 3-length, 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 and the final one. Yeah, all right. So those are our sets there of consecutive digits. And that's it. Those are the rules. Let's jump right into it. We'll do a timer reset. And let's take a look. So none of these Renbans exist more than twice in any box, right? Like these two are in this box and then these two are in, oops, are in the next box. These two are in one box, these two are in the next. Let's pencil mark the thermo because that's the only thing, or the thermos I should say, because that's the only thing that really gives us any sort of substance, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, and 3, 4, 5, just as like with the last one. And this will actually be quite unrestricted, but we will pencil mark it anyways. 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4, 5 are the only ways to satisfy that, where of course 1 can't go here because you'd need a digit less than 1, and 5 can't go here because then you would need a digit greater than 5. So now the question is, with that, what does the Renban set do for us? This was as low as 3. 3, 2, 1. Ah, this is interesting. This cell sees both of these cells and this cell. Why is that immediately helpful? It seemingly isn't, because this cell could be this. Oh, no, wait. It is, sorry, it is, because then it can never appear on the Renban, which means if this is something like 4, forcing this to be 5, it would break because 5 would require 4 and 3, and that wouldn't be possible. I think similarly, 3 restricts it just the same, because if this is 3, this would have to be 4 or 5, and 4 or 5, either way, a set of 3 digits using 4 or 5 has to be 5, 4, 3. So this is 2 here. I think this has to be a 3, 4, 5 triple across the different boxes here. 2 forces this to be 1. 1 says this is 3, 4, 5, and actually, sorry, it's the same thing. This 1 sees these 2. This is simply, this can't be 5. This is simply, I was seeing this as it sees 1 and 2, but it's on the Renban with the 2, which means it is a 3, 4 pair. Where does 1 go in this ring? This must be 1 then. This can't be 2 anymore. All right, we have something. 1. 1 leaves us with 2, 3. Let's do that work. 2, 3. I guess says this is 1, 4, 5, but could it actually be 1? I actually don't see why not, because if this was... Yeah. This is 2, this would be 3. No. Yeah. Yeah. 2. What it would do is place 2 here. This would be 3, and that would place 3 here with the 1 here. I don't see a problem with that. Maybe there is, but Like I said, I don't immediately see it, so I'm not going to place it. One. If this is 1, so 1 has two options. One is either here or here. If this is 1, then this is 2, 3 here. Again, we're just gonna pencil mark because it's often come down to seeing like the place where a certain, like the only place where a certain digit can go, or like a set where a certain digit can go, and that just opens up the entire puzzle. So I'm gonna try not to be too stingy. 1 is here. 1 here would leave us. 1 here would not just leave it. It would force 2, 3. This would have to be 2, 3. 1, 4, 5 would remain. Ah. And immediately, that would say this is 4, 5 with 3. And that would just open up so much of the puzzle. So that would be really nice. I don't immediately see how that breaks it, so I'm not going to go through the full bifurcation there. Does it help knowing that one of these two is a 5? I don't know, but I'll mark it anyways, just in case. Red hasn't gotten any love. And it has to connect with this somehow. If this is 1, then it's forced again 2, 3 here. That would force 1 here. Where haven't we placed a 1 yet? I guess here. So that would be the last 1. I guess we know that 1 goes here, here. This is not 2, 3. I shouldn't mark that. 1 goes here, here. In the ring. Feel very inspired. Hopefully it'll give me the answer. 1, so I guess if this is 1, then this is forced to be 2, 3. Where would that leave us with 1? Oh, wait. Sorry. I'm completely blind. 1 has to go here. This has to be 2, 3. This has to be 1. I don't know what my brain was doing there, seeing that 1 could be placed there, but it just couldn't. I'm glad I finally spotted that. So now what does that leave us with? 1 in the top ring must go there. And now it's making a little bit more sense. This will be 4, 5. Obviously this can't be 1 anymore. 4, 5 pair gives us 3. And 3 gives us 2. 2, 4, 5. And I'm sure now that I've done that, things will start to fall into place, as they have been. 4, 5, 2. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 4, 3. This can't be 3. 4, 5, 3. 3. Along the bottom, we still need our 2. That's the only place 2 can go. This is 4, 5. So what's going to place it? The 5. 5 gives us 4, 5. 5, 4, 4, 5. 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 4, and 5. And we are done in 10 minutes and 23 seconds. It's all about the ones there. All right. We have another few 3 puzzles. So another Mobius strip, a new shape we haven't seen before. And a rhombus. Maybe it's an octahedron. We'll see. I think, 2.5 hours. I'm on a roll. Yeah, we'll see how long that roll lasts. I think, unless it takes a very long time, I think I'm down to do F3, J3, L3, and O3. We'll finish off the 3s, and maybe we'll try to find another time, probably next weekend, or I don't know, who knows when, to tackle more of these. Oh. Consecutive. Oh, it's a pure crop key set, it looks like. So what is the what are the digits we're working with here? We're working with the digits 1 to 6 along these boxes. So this is these are our boxes of the Mobius strip, but additionally we have these. So if we take a look at it from the top, right, this Mobius strip wraps around. So this cell to this cell, or node, to this node, to this node, to this node, all the way back to this, around the loop, form a box. The same thing with the greens and the blues. So we're going to keep up this highlighting because it's a little bit easier to remember that this is 1 to 6, this is 1 to 6, and so is this. So what are we looking at? Like I said, we're working with our crop key dots. So we have consecutive dots, our white crop key dots. Nodes connected by an edge with a white dot must contain consecutive digits. So digits that follow one after the other have a difference of 1. So 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 2, as we're shown there, where 2 and 6 or 5, 5 are not going to be consecutive. Then we have our nodes connected by an edge with a black dot must contain digits, one of which is double the other. So this is our standard 2 to 1 ratio along a black dot. So 3, 6, right? 6 is twice 3, or 1, 2, and then 2 to the 4, right? 2 is twice 1, and 4 is twice 2, whereas 1, 3, or 5, 5 don't work. And in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 all can appear on black dots. Only 5 is the odd man out there. So, with that, those are the rules. Let's jump right into it. Right off the bat, I'm noticing these consecutive sets. So if this is a consecutive set, this is a consecutive set, and so is this. We're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 somewhere along here. Similarly with this one, it'll also be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, not in that order, or well, maybe it is in that order, but yeah, we'll see. Another thing I'm noticing now, again, coming off of the last Mobius puzzle, is we have the blues across here, which have to be consecutive sets, but they have to be a different consecutive set, right? So if this is 1, 2, this would have to be 3, 4, or 5, 6. The same thing isn't true, or I guess I was going to say the same thing isn't necessarily true here, but actually it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm realizing, is not allowed, because this would leave us with 5, 6, and 6 is consecutive to 5. So similarly, this couldn't be 1, 2, or sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, because then you'd have 1, 2, and 1 is consecutive to 2, and that breaks the set. So really what we've realized here is that this has to be a 3, 4 pair. The green then being consecutive, 3 would be consecutive to 2, not to 4, and 4 would be consecutive to 5. And then the red now forms a 1, 6 pair. A neat little spot. 3 would see 6 here, which would make this 5. And 4 would see 2, which makes this 1. And actually equal but opposite, 3, 6, 5, and 4 would be 2, 1, which makes sense because, like we said, this is if this is 1, 2, then this is 5, 6, and if it's 1, 2, then we know the exact order of the 3, 4 to boot. This is interesting here. Can't be 2 or 5, which means it can't be 1. It has to be, it can't be, sorry, it just has to be 3, 6. That is the easy way to see this. It can't be 1, 2, 2, 4, so it must be 3, 6. Which means with the 2, 5 pair, that leaves us with a 1, 4 pair here. 1 sees 2. We can do those together. 4 has to be C3 because it has to be 5, 6 otherwise. And then 3 sees 4. And that's how it works. And 6 sees 5. And now we need to somehow, the one piece of symmetry that breaks this all is this here. 1 is not consecutive to either 4 or 5, and the second this becomes 6, it places 5. So let's do that. This is 6. This is 5. 5 sees 6. 6 places 3. 3 places 4. 4 gives us 1. 1 gives us 4. 1 gives us 2. 4 gives us 3. 6, 5 gives us 1, 2. That gives us 6, 5. I just tried to use the arrow keys to go down. That's not how it works. 6 is gonna give us what? Sorry, where's the consecutive? The black dot. Here we go. This is 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, and this is 1, and we are done. A little 1 second too slow at 4 minutes and 21 seconds for that puzzle. So that was definitely a lot easier to see. Again, you know, once I see one type of the puzzle, I guess it kind of helps visualize it the next time, but you know, it's very interesting the way that this game's been put together. It's very enjoyable. I've very much been enjoying it. Though I guess if you wanted to try it for yourself, watching me here kind of spoils the fun. All right. So lots of whispers here. Is it a difference of at least 5? It's at least 4. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So almost like a Dutch whisper, but because we can't use 9, it doesn't. It's not exactly the same. But let's see. We have thermos, whispers. What are our boxes? 6 boxes. So I'm assuming it's the 6 rings I see here. 2 per like X, Y, Z axis. So the ring here, the ring there, the ring there, and there. Let's just actually use this to highlight. So that ring, then we shift it over to the left. Oh, actually, that isn't the next ring. That's funny. Would it be ring 4? There we go. So 1 and 4 are the kind of shifted over. Then you find the next plane 2. So is it 2, 5? Yeah, 2 and 5. And then 3 and 6 are the final plane of 8 digits. So like when we stare at it here, it's every ring when you flatten your view around. Then we have 4 thermos, again, are increasing digits. The amount of times I've explained thermos here. So 2, 4, 5, 8 is a strict increase from the bulb end. 1, 8 is a strict increase from the bulb end, but 5, 3, 7 is not, because 5 to 3 is a decrease, and 1, 3, 3, 6 is not, because you have a duplicated digit. Then, for our whispers, adjacent digits on a green whispers line must differ by at least 4. So, in this case, the examples below are given for a minimal difference of 3, but as we can see, right, 1, 6, 6, 2 actually follows our difference of at least 4 there. So 1 to 6 is the difference of 4, 6 to 2. And probably we can do a bit of color coding to give us our highs and lows, because any of 1, 2, 3, or 4 can only ever map to 5, 6, 7, or 8. And 5, 6, 7, or 8 can only ever map to 1, 2, 3, or 4. So once we find one of them being low, we know the others next to those same nodes must be from the set of high digits. And that's it. Those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. Right, whispers are going crazy, but we should start with our thermos. If we have longer thermos, it actually looks like our thermos are fairly short here. 3 2-length thermos and 1 3-length. That's a whisper. There's a 2-length. There's our 3-length. 2-length and 2-length. Yeah, so not as limiting as I hoped. I guess, do we have any thermos that span through... there we go. Thermos that span through multiple whisper lines. That will help us. So this thermo here, we'll just pencil mark it. Well, do we want to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a questionable bit of pencil marking there. If this is pink, have we used pink here? We haven't. And you know what? Actually, let me clear this. We should choose a. Is there a way to color 2, 4 orange and then? I guess I see the problem here. Why it's not very clear how to color the boxes. Yeah, it's not very clear how to color these boxes. Alright, we will use pink here, but it's not necessarily traceable around. Alright, let's go back to our tried and true. I feel like it's a little ridiculous to do that much pencil marking, but who knows? This will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I really don't want to mark these, but I do notice here, that is interesting. They're all part of the same box, so none of them can be 8. And then these are part of the same box as well, and none of them can be 1. None of them can be 1. 8 is kind of limited. This was 8. Just place 8 here. Interesting. 8 here or here. Makes these high, which would force these to be low. That makes sense just by thermometer rules as well. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's not on the same thermometer. Never mind, I'm just making stuff up. Move this to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 forces 8, 5 forces 1. Let me just make sure. Difference of 4, yeah. Those are our middle digits. Three leaves us with 7 or 8. So if this is low, this is either 7 or 8. Ah, could this... Okay, 1 second. Could this be 4? Or 5? If it was 4, both of these would have to be 8. So this cannot be 4. Can it be 5? No, because then both of these would have to be 1. So if it's 3, that forces this to be 7, 8. And we can do something similar here, right? In the same vein, 4 or 5 forces double digits, which we cannot place. Here, 4 or 5 places double digits that we cannot place. This one, this whisper, though, breaks it because it doesn't connect back up to the top like the rest of them. Three would force 7, 8. 2 gives us a little bit more leeway with 6, 7, 8. Wait, how did I say that? Why did I say this couldn't be 8? What was my brain looking at there? Pretty sure it was looking at this ring. Yeah, I don't know why I've pencil marked that the way I have. That's just not, I just don't think that's correct. Looking at it again. Three, two, 1 would be quite restrictive. If it's not low, if it's high, it would have to be 6, 7, 8, right? So this being low forces this to be low. Forces these to be high, which are on the other side. But we already said 3 gives us 7, 8. And it's like it's shifted off such that 3 would force 2, 1, right? 2 would then be 6, 7, or 8 here. Which, I guess the 7, 8 would place 6 here. So there's some overlap, but it requires fairly specific layouts. 6, 7, 8, and then this would just be whatever is this. So maybe once again I have to do like a coloring exercise. I have to think about where like this cell appears, because this cell sees what? 2 different boxes? 3 different boxes? No. This face. This face. This outer ring, this outer ring. Anything else that I'm not thinking about? I think so, right? Each node can only see 2 boxes. I guess another thing, similar to that other puzzle with the 6 sphere that goes around, if this is a set of the digits 1 to 8 and this is a set of the digits 1 to 8, that also means the kind of squares that face each other should also theoretically be a set of the digits 1 to 8. Which I don't know why I wasn't thinking about that earlier, but maybe it's an insight that might help us down the line, but right now I'm not immediately seeing an application of it. Three, we already know force 2. 7, 8, 6. 1, 4, 5. This could certainly be 1. Well, actually, it would have to be 1. It couldn't be 4 or 5. I'm trying to think about my coloring approach real quick, and I'm trying to see if there's a way to view this. If my hypothesis is correct, then neither of these could be that same digit because they're part of this middle set, right? And if we have to have 3 sets of the digits 1 to 8, and we can remove 2, we get these 8 in the center left over. So that leaves us with this digit being the edge cells here. There's just a lot of options. Hmm. I'm glad I've done some work here, but I wish I could see that next step. It feels good to have something spotted, but I might have to cave. I don't want to use the hints here next to me. But if I have to, then oh well. At this point, Evgeny has kind of been my hint guy here. Smirnov to the rescue. But you know what? In this case, this is just water here. No Smirnov in sight. That's how I'm fueling my my Sudoku grind with a good heaping helping of H2O. We need a bat signal. Are you seeing anything here? I feel like this has just been the least evident one to me. At least the other ones I was starting to get some digit placement and some good pencil marking, but I'm just stuck. I'm sure if I ask for the hint there, I'm gonna be face palming the whole time. Like, oh, of course I should have seen that. Just confusion. Maybe we have to think about lows and highs. We haven't been considering that enough. Let's consider that. We stopped looking at it, and I'm not sure why exactly, but let's go orange, and we're actually going to remove the orange, and we're going to replace it with blue. That's opposite. Yeah, okay, so it's not too confusing. So pink and orange are going to be my lows and highs. But they don't necessarily translate perfectly across. Like, if this is low, only if this is low do we know that all of these are low. But if this is high, then it could be high, high, high as well, 8, 7, 6. Or it could be like 6, 3, 2, right? So if we were to assume that they were the same parity, let's go with that, right? Like, it's either going to be all highs or all lows. What would that do to their respective whispers? And how does that play into the rest of the puzzle, right? If these are all pinks, that would mean these, just for demonstration purposes, these would all be oranges. So what does that do? We have 3 pinks around here, 3 pinks around here, 3 oranges, 3 oranges. Oh, wait, sorry, those are different. No, yeah, three oranges, and then these blues would be orange pink. Orange pink here, and that makes sense because the orange pink would be oscillating there. Do I keep digging, or do I just see what the hint has to say? I feel like at this point I've racked my brain to the extent I can, and I'm just like, at this point I'm just starting to make stuff up. I'm like, oh, what if these were all the same lowness or highness? But that doesn't, it hasn't opened, my brain hasn't expanded yet. Let's do one like final, making sure we've considered options of coloring, we've considered our thermometers as much as possible, looking at our whispers, making sure we've eliminated options from the whispers where possible. All right. So this is our only 3-length thermo, right? Only 3-length thermo. Before it was 1 through 6. This was 2 through 7, and this was 3 through 8, which makes sense. That's how you good lift the thermo. Here, it couldn't be 4 or 5. The reason is because if it was 4 or 5, 4 can only ever have 8 next to it on the thermometer, or on the whisper. So both of these would have to be 8, and that just ain't gonna cut it. In the same way, 5 can only be next to 1. You'd have double 1s. That's not going to work. So from all of these kind of, I guess you'd call them endpoints in a way, we've removed. Yeah, if you've gone this far on your own, a hint wouldn't be so bad if all other options are exhausted. I want to really make sure, all right? Right now I'm going to add even more pencil marking than I have before. Like, for example, here, one thing I haven't really done is just pencil marking all the possible options and then considering where 4 and 5 go, given that 4 and 5 can't go on the whisper. So now that I've talked through it again, I'm like, oh, well, 4 and 5 can't go on these whispers that kind of see themselves, right? So these can only ever be from the set 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, for example. And we can do the same thing over here. These can only be from the set, and these can only be from the set 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8. Because the logic I applied here with the 4 and 5 also apply here. So now, let's do our different viewing angles. 4, 5. This center bit here. So the 4, 5 doesn't affect it here, but 4, 5 does affect it here. So this can't be 4, 5 either. Four, 5, and look at that. Where? Okay. And you see, now that I've said that, I get a 4, 5 pair. Is that the end all be all? No, but that is more progress than we had about 2 minutes ago. So does that logic work anywhere else? Right, legitimately just anywhere else. See here. Around here, this cannot be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This can only be from the set 4 or 5. Now we have more 4, 5 pairs to work with. 4, 5 says this can't be 7, 6, or 5, which means it's a low digit. The second this is low means this is low. Can't be 7 or 6, which means these are high. If these are high, they come from the set 6, 7, and 8. Okay. All right, okay. 4, 5 from the top box here leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Again, this can't be 4 or 5. Same thing down here. This cannot be 4 or 5. Let's just make sure. 1 here, 1 here. Does that one have 4 or 5? Nope. This cannot be 4 or 5. Alrighty. A little more progress. Where does 4 go? Oh, wait. No, I've broken something. Because now where does 5 go in this set? Oh, wait. Because I mispencil marked this. This can be 5. And actually, it has to be 5. This must be 5. Oh, not in color mode, but in number mode. This must be 5. This must be 4. 4 forces 8. 5 forces 1. 4 makes this 5. 5 makes this 4. 5 makes this 4. This 5. How about that? How about that? We need to bring ourselves to the point where we just feel so lost. We have no hope, and then suddenly everything just works. So, 1, we can pull 1 out of here. 5. You're the only hint you need. I guess so, but I can't be so stubborn on the next puzzles. But maybe I should be, right? Maybe I should be stubborn on the next puzzles, because then I can have these wonderful breakthroughs that make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. 2, 3, 6, 7. This can't be 7. Now we just need to go face by face and make sure that we've eliminated options where they should be eliminated. And 4, 5, 8. So 8 around here needs to be dealt with. 2, 3, 6, 7. So we've placed our 3 4s, we've placed our 3 5s. So we're done with those. 1. 1 leaves us with a few options there. 1, again, if unless I've done something very wrong, 1 says this can't be 1, and 8 says this can't be 8. Two, 3, 6, 7. Sorry. This can't be 2. This can't be 7. So again, slowly eliminating options. 2, 3, 6. Not quite. Not quite. If, look at this. If this was 6, 7, right? If this was 6, that would force this to be 7. This would then be a 2, 3, but these are next to each other. They need to be opposites. So that means this can't be 6. Similarly, this can't be 3 because 3, 2 would leave us with 2 high digits here. Then 3, I guess if this is 7, 7 forces 6, 2. But 6 allows 7, 3 or 7, 2. Those are both valid. Two, 3, 6, 7, 1. A couple places for 1 here. One force 6, 7 here. Interesting. 1 would force 6, 7 here. Two, 3 here, which makes sense. Seven, 8. Alright, something with these whispers. Because the thermometer is fairly unrestricted here. Unless I've forgotten how thermometers work. The thermometer here is fairly unrestricted, and this thermometer is solved. 2 says this has to be high. There we go. This no longer being allowed to be 1. Assuming this is correct. Yeah, because according to this loop it is. This at a minimum is 2, this at a minimum of 3, which makes this 6, 7, or 8, which makes it high, which means this is high, which means this is low. 6, 7, and actually this one can't be 8. Then 6, 7 pair here says can't have 6, 7. Now we're dealing with a 1, 2, 3. Sorry, this should also have 6, 7 pulled out of it. 1, 2, 3 triple. Hmm. Try to see how these sets interact. Ah, sorry. This is 2 or 3. The second that this is 2 or 3 says this is simply 6. That makes this 7, this 8. So 6, 7, and 8 are moved from there. Now the 1, 2, 3 gives us 7. 6 gives us 7. 7 gives us 6. 2, 3. 2, 3. 7. Can't be 7. 6, 8. Oh, wait. Wait, what's happened here? Uh-oh. Let's go back 1 second. Okay, I know it broke. I said that 2, 3 forces this to be 6. There is no there's no whisper line here. Sorry. Really, this one has really thrown me for a loop. If you can't already tell by the time, but I'm still motivated. I'm still motivated to solve the rest of the 3s after this. Because I've like these little discoveries in solving this have been very very rewarding. Though again, this I don't know what my brain did there. Of course, I would have known. And actually, this 1, 2, 3 says this can't be 6. It must be. So I did that completely backwards. This is actually a 2, 3 pair here, which means this cannot be 2, 3. This is the high set. So now 2, 3 around. Let's double check. 6, 7. I guess that that does work itself out there. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. We're making it through, all right? We are making it through. We are almost there. I feel it in my bones. Three forces 7, 8, but 3 doesn't have to go there. 3 could go there. So what's that piece I need? Six, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. Ah, sorry. No, never mind. I was gonna say 6, but 6 is fine. 6 forces 3, 2. And 3, 2 forces 2, 3. And that's fine. I don't think it immediately breaks anything. I don't necessarily want to go through the whole rigmarole, the bifurcation to prove that that works, because there's probably something cleaner. Somehow this is still the dirtiest node here. It has too many things going on. Do we have a clean way to reduce that? One certainly has to go in one of these two cells. Oh, wait. There we go. Again, completely blind. 1, 2, 3. 6, 7, 8 forces this to be 3. 3 forces this to be 2, 2, 3, 3, 2. And it's coming together. 3, 2, 1. 2, 6, or 7 works here just fine. 1 says this can't be 1. Actually, 1, 2 forces 3, 3, 2. Look at that. That is a minimum thermometer there. Then 2, 3 gives us 1. And 3 says this can't be 6. 7, 8. 3 says this can't be 6. There we go. So now we have a 7, 8 pair in this box here, this ring, which gives us 7. 7 gives us 8. 8 gives us 6. Oh, wait, that doesn't make sense. Uh-oh. Have I broken something again? Three says 7, 8. 7, 8. So this is 6. 6. 7, 8. Oh, well, 3, 3, 7, 7, 6. Hopefully I didn't break anything. I guess we'll find out as we continue placing. 7. This is 6. 6 can be placed next to 1 or 2. 7, 8. 8 and 7. In 41 minutes and 16 seconds. That was a monster compared to my last solve there, but we roughed it out and we made it through. Whew. No joke there. All right, 2 more puzzles. I think I can do these last 2 puzzles, and then for sure I need to call it quits. So let's jump into L3. Alrighty. I appreciate the vote of confidence as always. You know, I don't know how you've put up with me for this long here, you know, but hey, listen, if this looks really interesting to you, you know, I have the link down below. I said this at the beginning of the recording here, but I don't think you were here for that. I'm not sponsored, you know, I don't get any money from YouTube, I don't get any money from the developers of this game. I just really think it's neat, and I'm really excited to see if the community takes hold of this, if this is something that they can start setting with, because there's a way to actually workshop and set your own 3D Sudokus, which I definitely am going to try, but I am rambling. Let's take a look at our sets here. So we have white dots and black dots, so these are our standard crop key dots. Digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive, and digits separated by a black dot must have a 1:2 ratio. Our boxes are interesting. How do these work? Okay. This set. So is it just the 8 around the box, I guess, or around the ring? Aha. I see. Okay. So these, like this, are our sets of 1 to 6. A few of them have black and white dots on them, so let's not start thinking about solving the puzzle. Those are our boxes, these little loops around. Let's just jump right into it. All right. So, in a few places, we actually have a white dot and then a black dot. White dot and then black dot in the same box. So, if we consider the digits 1 to 6 here, white dot and then black dot. Black dot has options 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6. If it is 1, 2, then we have a lot of black dot option, or sorry, our black dot is 1 2, then our white dot could be 3 4 4 5 5 6. If our white dot is 2 4, then we only have one option, 5 6. If our black dot is 3 6, then 1 2 and 4 5 are our options. So this cell, like let's say it was 1, for example, right? Just to help me along here. Then this would be 2, but this could also be 2, right? There's nothing about this which is shared with this besides this single cell here. Right? So let me think again. 1, the only overlap between any adjacent boxes is just this cell. So theoretically, this could be like a massive 1 2 loop. Like it could be 1 2 1 2 1 just around. It could be. But there has to be a better way to view this. I don't think changing it, even though the geometry looks cool here, it's definitely a lot more challenging to visualize than just the simple top-down view. Similar to that one puzzle where we had like the cone made of hexagons, or I guess it was triangles that turned into hexagons. Similar to this is a vase or a vase, maybe a pot that just turns into a nice kind of color wheel. And I think the color wheel is going to be easier for us to manage. Maybe we need to consider where 5s go because of our black dots. So 5 goes here, for example, in this box. Black dot here says 5 here, but I'm just going to have so many 5s, and I'm going to struggle to view their interaction. Yeah. Too many 5 possibilities. Like this here, completely missed this box. This box has 5 in all these places. It's a mess. It's a mess. So certainly that can't be where we need to look. Black dot, white dot. White dot, black dot. This cell is in a black dot relationship with these two cells, and it additionally sees this cell. So I guess let's just use an example here. The 1 2 like we were looking at before. 2 here. I guess let's actually do 2 1. Because the reason I did it that way is because with the 2 here, this doesn't allow this to be 1 2 or 2 4. It would have to be 3 6. But in this case, it could be 2 4, right? I guess actually in this case it couldn't be 2 4. So let's Let's think about this. If it's 2, it couldn't be 1, 1. It would have to be 1, 4. If it was 1, so let's start with the 1. If it's 1, it's 2. This would have to be 3, 6, right? No other options. This would then be 1. And we'd have 4, 5 here. Fine. And then, yeah, 3, 6, 1, 1, 2. It would be this pattern I was talking about. Six, 4, 5, but then we have a lot of leeway here. The second this is 2, this is 3, 6, right? Which makes this 1 again, which makes this 2 again. And actually that's very interesting because it's kind of like a bifurcation thing, but I'm trying to get a better visual understanding, so maybe if we see a better way to approach this, then that's what we do, but this 3, 6 says this can't be 3, 6. So that's, I guess that's without doing the whole thing. 1 here forces 2 in both of these places, and immediately the second that 2 goes here with a black dot elsewhere, it forces a 3, 6. And we have too many 3, 6s in the same box, which means, in this case, this could never be 1. I wonder if it's the same thing with 3, 6, because really what it might be is the fact that you are limiting yourselves to only using 1 digit, because like 4 does the same thing. 4 with 2 forces the 2, right? The 2 forces 3, 6, 3, 6, and now you have too many 3, 6 things. So this could be 1 or 4. If it was 2, then it gives us more options. 4 could leave us with 1, 2, 3, 6, with 1 here. Like there's options. But then the next question is if this is 3, 6, right? 3, 6, it's not bad because this could be 1, 2, and as long as 2 appear, like this would be 4 and then this would be 2 and there's no problems. So it's actually not a big deal. So this is 2, 3, or 6. We can do that. Obviously, again, if it's 3, 6, it'll be 3, 6. If it's 2, it's 1 or 4, but that's a lot of marking. 1 would force, yeah, because at this point, 1 would force 2. 3 would force 2. This one just couldn't be 1. Or 6. And similarly, this couldn't be 1 or 6. And it can't be 3, 2 actually. It would have to be 3, 4. 1, 2, same thing over here. 3, 6, 6, 3. Right, because the reason this would be 6 is if this is 3. Huh. Double 3 can't be 3, 2. Because there would be no options for the black dots. It would force 3, 4. And that doesn't work, because then this would be double 1, 2. These can't both be the same thing. They can't be forced to be the same thing. And does the same thing work the other way? Like, so was the thing that I was looking at before, does it actually work out that way? if these have to be different, right? Let's double check that logic real quick. 6, 3, 3, right? 3 cannot be next to 2 because then you'd have no options for this. It has to be 3, 4. That forces 1, 2 on both of them. That's not allowed. 6 in the opposite vein. So this couldn't be, sorry, this couldn't be 6, double 3. Then the other option is 3, double 6. So if it's double 6, instantly this requires 2 on it. And this double 5 is not a problem. This would be 1, 2, or 2, 4, and this would be the opposite one. No problems there. Two double 1 works and 2 double 4 works. Right? Yeah. No. 2 double 1 forces 2. And then you'd have double 3, 6. And that breaks. So 2 cannot force double 1. But it could force double 4 with 5s. And one of these could be 1, 2. While the other is 3, 6. No problems there. Wait, 6, 5 doesn't work. This can't be 3. That's the obvious bit. If this is 3, 3, 6, 5, 5 can't be on a black dot. It's funny, what I started with randomly pencil marking our 5s is actually what gives us 2 here, which means this can't be 6. 1, 4 now limits our options. It's either 2 or 5. Wait, 1, 4 can still be 3. Let's not forget that. 1 can be 2. 4 can be 3 or 5. In this case, it can't be 5 because it's on a black dot. 2 would require 1 or 4, or maybe it's 6. For 3 requires 2. And it would have to be 2, 1. 2. If this is 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 4. So the second this is 4, it forces that to be 4 as well. If this is 1, 1, 2, this must be 3, 6, which means this has to have a 2 on it, which means this has to be 4, because if it was 1, this would be 2. Oh, sorry, this cannot be 5 either, because it's on a black dot. One, 4, 6. But I think this can't be 1. Or no, this can be 1, but this is always 4. Because if it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 6. No, wait. 4, 3 says 1, 2. 1, 2 says 3, 6. It would have to be 5, 4. And 4 would require 2 and that breaks. Let's double check. Where I guess, again, the easy bit is, where does 5 go around the edge here? This must be 5. And for 3 to 6 works. 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 4, 2 doesn't work. All right. For 3, 1, 2, 6, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, this can't be 6, 3, this is 6. All right. Slowly but surely, 4, 5. Whoever Shirley is. Five is 6 or 4, and 4 is 3 or 5, so that's a lot of options there. If we could do better, I'd be happy. What dots have we ignored? I guess maybe the easy bit, 1, 5, 1, 5, 6 around here. 1, 5, 6. This can't be 6. One doesn't see those. Three, 6. Ah, sorry, there we go. This can't be 6 either, which means this is 6. It's so weird seeing the 6s right next to each other. 6, this cannot be 6. One, 5, 1, 2. It's the only white dot we haven't placed yet. What haven't we placed? 3, 4, 6. 6. This cannot be 6. Three, 4, 5, 1, 4. Close, but no cigar there. 6. There we go. This cannot be 6. So we have another 6 here. 3 6s completely next to each other. It hurts, but it makes sense, I guess, because none of these see each other. Three, 4, 5. So yeah, we've accounted for all the digits there. 6. 1, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we've done the consecutive, we've done the black dot, we've done this black dot, 1, 2. We've done this black dot, we've done this one, this one, this one. This black dot has been resolved, but... Okay, wait. 4 sees this and this, which means this would be 5, 4. And then 4, this has to be 3 or 5. what's the dot I haven't placed? One, two, two, one, one, one. Otherwise, one is here, 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 just like the 6, actually. Yeah, and the thing is it's not readily apparent why this placement of ones is the correct placement. Thematically, it feels nice to place the triple one there, but three. My goodness, this is 3. 1, 4, 5, 4. This can't be 4 any longer. This is from the set 1 or 5. We now have a 1, 5 pair here, which places 2, and 2 gives us 1, and 1 gives us 2. 1 only works here. This is 4, this is 5, this is 4, this is 5. This is 1, this is 1, this is 5, not 4. And finally, this is 3, and we are done. It's just a little bit of Sudoku there. And we do get this nice little pattern. The 1, 1, 1, 6, 6, 6, the 4, 4, 4, 4, the 5, 5, 5, 5, across from each other. I was thinking the same. Triple 1, but my thinking was for symmetry, not logicality. Yeah, it's thematically, it made sense. It's probably, you know, there's only a certain amount of ways that this can be properly filled out, right? And yeah, it was just the basic Sudoku of this box. You really do have to shift perspective for it. All right, and the final puzzle of, it's the evening for me. The final puzzle of the evening is going to be O3. Let's press continue, make sure. Yep, that is it. That'll be all she wrote. It does look like an octahedron. We've got cages. What have I done to myself here? All right. So, what are we working with? I'm assuming each of these, each of the little octahedrons will be a set of the digits 1 to 6. Let's take a look. It looks like I guessed correctly. All right. So, each of those is a set of the digits 1 to 6. This is a massive octahedron with a bunch of little ones in it. And the cages are these kind of lines that indicate, like here, for example, these 3 nodes will sum together to be 9. These 4 nodes here will sum together to be 10, so on and so forth. And we'll just show the example here just for some visualization, right? 1, 3, 7, 9 sum together to be 20. 2, 8, 5 do not sum to 10. And if there is no cage total, which in this case there is, all we need to understand is there is not repeated digits. So no repeated digits may exist within a cage. And that's it. Those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so the obvious thing that jumps out at me right away is four different digits that sum to 10, which actually has happened twice here, is actually a minimum. It must be the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4. Required by law here. And four digits, okay, I'll overlook this. Four digits that sum to 11 must be 1, 2, 3, 5, which means neither of these two could be 4. So 10 is a true minimum, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 11, one more than a true minimum, is a minimum in and of itself as well. You just change that 4 to a 5, and there's no other ways you can make 11 in four distinct digits. That, of course, must all be positive. So, positive integers, or whole digits greater than 0, whatever. You get the point, of the digits 1 to 6. So, 9 and 3 digits could use 1. If it doesn't, it could just be 2, 3, 4. That would actually be perfectly valid here. 2, 3, 4 with 1 here. 15. 15 is less restricted. 15, if it was 5 digits that sum to 15, then it'd have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But 4 digits that sum to 15. Those are our cages. Like, that's it. It's the last ones are the 9 and the 15 cage. So could be 1, 2, 6. Could be 1, 3, 5. Could be 2, 3, 4. Hmm. Hmm, hmm, hmm. So close. Six will go somewhere here. Wait, no. 2, 3. Oh no, here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. This is 6 here. If we minimize 1, 2, without repeating digits, we still need to make up. Actually, that doesn't work. If we maximize 1, 4, 10, that doesn't even work either. Wow. Wait, can this just not have 1 in it to sum to 15? Let's no, 1, 3, 5, 6 works just fine. Sorry, yes, 1, 3, 5, 6 would work. So you can have a 1. It would be 1, 3, and this would be 5, 6. Like the 9 literally allows everything. The 15 literally allows everything. This digit can only appear once. Wait. Let me make sure I'm seeing this correctly. it looks like this digit here in the center can only appear once throughout the entire Sudoku. So the second we place like a 1 here, that is it. Right? Yeah, because it's part of every single octahedron. It's part of the top one, the 4 middle ones, and the bottom one. All the octahedrons accounted for that. So, 1, 2, or 3. Interesting. And whatever that is can't be part of the 9 cage. So if it's 1 in the center, then this is 2, 3, 4. Ah, and that breaks. If this is 1, the only option for the 9 cage is 2, 3, 4. That's not allowed because we already have this. So this cannot be 1. If this is 2, then it's 1, 3, 5. 5. No problems there, right? This is 2. 1, 3, 5 makes this 4. And if it's 3, then it's 1, 2, 6. Which means this is always 4. And this will be the leftover 5 or 6. I think that makes sense. This is always 4. Because it can't be 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's the only time 4 can be used in a sum to 9. This is either 5 or 6. If we maximize 6, 5 right across here, that's 11. Then 1, 3, no problem. If it's like 5, 6 here, I guess let's maximize 6, but then 5 up here. The best this can be is 3. So 5, 3 is 8. We still need 7. Ah, and the only way we can do that... Wait. 6... Can I do math? This is 6, 5, 3. 6, 3 is 9. We need another 6. We do that with 2, 4. Never mind. 5, 4. Oh, sorry. 4 has to go here. This can't be 4. Now, given this can't be 4, what's the maximum sum of these two digits? 5, which means these need to sum to at least 10. Wait. This can still be 4. No, it can't. Wait. It can't still be 4. Maximum sum here is 5, so this has to be 10. The only way we can sum to 10 is with 6, 4. We've already used 4. Four has to go here in the 10 cage. It means this must be 1, 2, or 3. 3, 2 is 5. 5 or 15 is 10. That requires 6, 4. Maybe this 4 placement is wrong? Let's undo a bit. All right. Here. To this point. So let's take a look. Six does have to go there. So this must be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This must be 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 can't have 4 in it. It must be 1, 2, 3, 5. This must be 6. That forces 4 here. That says this can't be 4. This not being allowed to be 4 limits us, because now with this 1, 2, 3, the best we can do. Oh no, this could have still been 5, 6 to make 11. You don't need to maximize. Maximizing actually doesn't work. You can't do 3, 2. You have to do 1, 3, 5, 6. Sorry. Clearly I'm getting a little tired, but that's okay because I think this logic is still sound. This is 4. This is 5, 6. This cannot be 2. It is 1 or 3. I think we actually said this couldn't be 1 because of the whole 2, 3, 4 thing, right? Maybe? I don't remember now. Did we say that this was only 2 or 3? In my mind, we did say that, but let's double check. If this is 1, this would have to be 2, 3, 4. And yeah, if this was 1, it would be 2, 3, 4. And then there's too many things here. So this is 3. This is 1. 1, 3 leaves us with 2, 4. That leaves us with 1, 5. This is 2. This is 1. 1, 2. 1, 2 actually gives us 6. 6, 5. And 1. There we go. 1, 5, 5, 1. I was like, there should be a way to resolve this. One, 6. 6 gives us 5, or 4. 4 gives us 6, sorry. 4 gives us 2. 2 gives us 4. 2, this is 5. And placing the last digits, we need 5, 6. This will be 6, 5. And this will be 2. And we are done in 15 minutes and 17 seconds. So that was all of the level 3 puzzles. Next time I guess we will start over here with A4, and I'm assuming that's another 3x3. So we'll work our way around. The puzzles clearly were getting a little bit tougher there at the end for us, but yeah. So we'll work our way around and maybe not do the next level, but I will try to find some time to jump back on here and share this amazing game with you guys. In any case, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Let's see. One last little comment here. Awesome, that one didn't stump you. A few little things here and there, but we made it through in the end. So I appreciate you hanging out this whole time. And next time I stream, maybe I'll see you. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.